Hey everyone. So I wanted to try something a little different today, make a little video. And I'm working on my elevator pitch and, just want to put myself out there in a different way. So I know a lot of us are freaked out about the election, and there's a lot to be worried about. A lot of people are wondering, how they can help, which campaigns they can support. And then a lot of us are kind of taking a step back and worried about more structural things like the voting rights aspect and election suppression and voter suppression. So, all the purging people's names from the voter rolls, literally by the millions, and the absentee ballot fiasco of whether the Postal Service is going to deliver all the ballots. The signature matching where, tens to hundreds of thousands of people are disqualified every year, and now it's going to be even worse because the signature on their ballot doesn't match the signature on file of their absentee ballot, or they just forgot to sign. So, but I want to talk about something even more fundamental to me, which is the actual vote counting, which we have allowed in this country to become privatized by a few companies who actually control the counting and tabulating of our votes. And that process is actually not transparent, it's not observable, and this violates the fundamental rule of a free and fair election, which is the actual vote counting being a transparent and observable process is rule number one for a democratic election. And what we have are three companies that control over 90% of the ways that of the voting population can vote. And the code is proprietary, the software is proprietary, even election officials are not given access to the code. And so there's really no way to know if our votes are being counted accurately unless we can actually audit what those machines are counting. Now, only about half the states actually have an audit, and there's a lot of problems with auditing. For example, in California, they only audit in-person voting. They don't audit the absentee. And California is a state that's going to all absentee voting in the next few years. So the audit is less and less relevant. And, if someone wanted to toy with the election, hack, mess with voting tallies, they would just go for the part of the vote that they knew was not being audited. And that's another issue with audits is in a lot of states where they do audit the precincts, they're selected in advance so that people, on the inside could know which elections to toy with. And then we also know that these machines are extremely insecure, and a lot of them are 20 years old. Some of them are running on software that's not even, able to be updated anymore. And we know that they've been hacked. There were, somebody hacked into Alaska's election system and actually had access to the central tabulator, which tabulates all the votes. They could have changed anything. We've had many experts testify that it's very easy for a hacker to go in, write a program that goes in, changes the votes, and disappears so that there will be no evidence. So we hear all of this from Homeland Security that there's no evidence of a hack, but it's very easy to leave no trace. So, as one journalist said, absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. So they also found, it's happening right now, like VR Software, which is a company that does the electronic poll books. They were hacked. Tyler Software that does election day reporting for the public just got hacked a few days ago. They found malware in multiple Florida counties' election voter registration databases. So it's, this is a massive issue. And unless we actually have hand-marked, hand-counted, or hand-audited paper ballots, we basically just have sham elections. And unfortunately, we actually have 50 elections in this country because each state runs their own elections. And unfortunately, in many of our states, we just don't have a legit election system. So I want to say a way that you can get involved. There's several groups. If you go to verified voting, they have an excellent, comprehensive list of every single state and county and precinct, the systems that are used, the audit procedures, ways that you can get involved and learn about what's happening in your state. And then there's also citizen oversight and audits, and I can name some of those groups and I'll put them in the comments. But those are Protect Our Votes, Democracy Counts, Audit USA, and the Citizen Oversight Project. And I also want everyone to follow 3 amazing journalists on social media. One of them is Jenny Cohn. The other is Lulu Freisdat. And the third is Kim Zetter. And they've just been doing unbelievable reporting on all these issues, and there's a lot to learn. So I hope that everyone can get involved in some way in this election, be a poll worker, be an election observer, help out with this auditing process, and, just be active, spread the word, and, pay attention to this really important issue and just help in whatever way you can. This is really crucial. Thanks for listening.